Let's get together and give a big playhouse welcome for Mr. Marv Welch, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Marv Welch.
Thank you. What do you say we turn around and get a boys in the band? Stand up there, band. Don't move. Just stay like you are. Just give them a nice round of applause. They've been playing music. I want you fellas to know, this is the guy on the guitar here. You've heard Eddie Peabody when he plays. This is Eddie Playbody when he pees. And the guy in the drums smiles all the time because his zipper is caught in the cymbal. And the guy with the biggest organ in the room, that's him, is very popular here. In fact, they named a special room after you, didn't they, John? And, of course, the numbnuts were here with that wild-looking hairdo. There he goes, Daniel Boomin Inkachek. But anyhow, and this guy here with a trombone used to work for Tom McCann. Remember that? You blew the shoehorn. I always say, this is a hell of a band. We heard you play, and I want to thank you all for making us deaf. Jeez. Ain't nobody here in the room who can hear anything. Isn't that a hell of a thing? Black suit and white socks. My God, here he is. I thought the Bible boat stopped running. Hey, Stash, you're here. But anyhow, don't feel bad. You won't believe this. We had a guy in there last week with a black suit on and light blue socks, not even dark blue. I mean, real light powder blue. Oh, it was just too much. And, and he was talking, he talked in Polish. But this is, I knew one that couldn't even spell and spent a whole night in a warehouse. But this is, couldn't spell, spent a whole night in a warehouse. Get that, sir? You don't? Or shut up, get your check and get the hell out of here. You're sitting too close to me. We had a guy, knew a guy that drank, man. It didn't bother him. This guy drank like morning, noon, and night. Finally died, but not from booze. Everybody says, no, he died from the flu. They took him to the hospital, and the nurse gave him an alcoholic rub, and he broke his neck trying to lick his back. Which, could cause it. But everybody always says, what the hell are you doing over here, Mark? What are you doing over here? I've worked over in different countries like so much, and I've been over in Canada so long, and I'm over here in the fair city of Detroit, and, of course, the Canadian women, they're nice. I like Canadian women, but let's face it, the American women, man, you got to hand it to them. This is the thing that, you got to hand it to them. The American women, I'll open my zipper, maybe that'll break you up. But anyhow, but this is the thing, what's the matter? You and her had a fight, you ain't going to get no goodies, now you're madder than me, eh? All right. No, I'm only kidding. Is this your wife or are you on a business trip? Now that we're picking on one, we're picking on the other, like my kid got flunked his spelling test the other day. I said, what the hell word did you miss? He said, posse. There's no wonder you miss it. You can't pronounce it. Oh, you finally laughed, or you have gas. And we got one of a boss. Actually, he's part Jewish and part Japanese. And every December the 7th, he attacks Pearl Schwartz. I don't care. Some people got it made. Some people never got it made. Like last Christmas, I had to buy my little girl a Chatty Cathy doll. Have you seen the Chatty Cathy doll? You pull a string and it doesn't shut up for an hour. And they got another doll now. It's a little beatnik doll with a little beard, dark glasses, sucks on little marroweenies, and you pull this little string and it says, shut up, drop dead, kiss off, I protest. Shut up, drop dead, kiss off, I protest. And there's a little string in back of you, pull that string and it runs over and rapes Chatty Cathy. You should see that killer damn doll. Perfect for this day and age. That cute little doll, They got another doll, you rubber tummy, and she blows in your ear, and she's 19 years old, and I got one. If the old lady finds out, I'm in a hell of a lot of trouble, buddy boy. This is Saturday night. I know Saturday night, no matter what it is, no matter what club you work. Saturday night, the weekends, that's when you guys bring your wives out. No, I can tell. During the week, you get a lot of men in the bar. But on Saturday night, you get the couples. Because after you don't have to go to work tomorrow morning, and you're figuring to take the wife out tonight, get her boozed up, and get some goodies, get her all stoned and she'll be woo, and you're sitting here. I watch these guys sitting there pouring the booze down there, have another one here. Keep going, baby. Fine, I've seen guys here, they ain't drinking fast enough, so they grab a funnel and shove it down their throat and they're still pouring it, And you know what happens? He walks out stoned. The old man is gassed. And the old lady walks out just like she came in, Dracula, madder than hell, Man, that booze didn't do nothing. Then you get home, and you're laying in bed under the sheets, and, man, the room is spinning, and now the booze hit her, and she's in the bathroom bathing in perfume, getting her body ready for you. And you know what alcohol does to your sex life, man? Nothing. You can't even lay under the sheets and make tents. You can't believe that you can still be breathing and anything looks so damn dead, You only had a friend right now because he's getting ready. See a lady with a bottle of Pepsi-Cola pouring it all over yourself and singing, come alive. Would you pull your pant legs on, sir? People are talking about your dirty white socks. But my wife's so dumb, she thinks grape nuts is a social disease. Refuses to eat them. It just bugs me. I got so damn mad at her today. I said, if you don't shut up, and I mean shut up now, I'm going to run through the whole neighborhood. I'm going to holler, I had you before we were married. She said, you go ahead, Jocko, because I'll be right back to you hollering you weren't the only one. Now you have your hands in your pockets, feeling cocky. Honestly, God. Wearing white socks, he got his hand. Look at the color of your shoes. You stepping something? But there's the thing that you're just in a hell of a mess tonight. But anyhow, you're going to die from something. You know, I don't know. I knew a guy who had cholesterol, real bad. Doctor says, you got to cut out all the dairy products. You know, no milk, no cream, no butter, no whipping cream, no cheese, none of the goodies. No more dairy products. You're going to die from cholesterol. And he cut out all the dairy products. He still died. Yeah. Got knocked on his ass by a dairy truck crossing the expressway. Oh, a guy said to me the other night, hey, Marv, did you ever smell mothballs? I said, hell yeah. I said, how'd you ever get their legs apart? I mean, these things are just going on. We got a face like two gals walked in here last night. The bartender said, what would you girls like to have? They said, well, I'd have a couple of small slits. She says, I'll bet you would. That's why I warn you girls, don't use Vaseline. Your windows will drop out. Oh, I use Vaseline all the time I have sex. Well, we have little kids. I put the Vaseline in the doorknobs. Hey, Ma, Pa, what are you doing? Ma, I can't get in, man. Hell, with Vaseline in the doorknob, that would work better than any damn key. There isn't a married couple here that can tell me they ain't been caught by your kids one time or another. Now, let's be honest. You married people know that one time or another Junior walked in. And he walked in on us. He said, Daddy, what are you doing to Mommy? I said, she had a fit and I'm reviving her. I get home that night, I said, hi, little buddy, what happened? He said, boy, after you left today, Mama had another fit and the milkman revived her. And the numbnut still gave me a bill. But this is I mean, nothing goes right. Some people are lucky, some people are never lucky. I knew a guy who was so damn unlucky. When he was a kid, honest to God, he was put up for adoption by his foster parents. You know who took him in? A Korean family. Oh, you don't get that unlucky. I mean, I don't care who the hell you are. You know, some people are lucky. I'm unlucky, really. I buy artificial flowers. They die. I don't know what the hell it is. Really, it could be snowing naked women right now. I'd run out and get a lesbian. I don't know. You know. It's like the two queers got on the Greyhound bus and they're singing, leave the driver to us. But this is the thing which is not saying, you know, anything against queers or anything. You got to watch what you're going to talk about nowadays. People talk about everything. I'm a nervous wreck. You're a nervous wreck. Just like the other night, my boss and I, who's, like I said, is Italian, he's a wonderful guy. He's part Jewish and part Italian. He really is. And he had a real problem buying this place. Because being part Jewish and part Italian, he didn't know whether he should buy it or rob it. And we went out to one of these all-night hamburger joints. You've seen these all-night hamburger joints. They got the, you know, the hillbilly waitress out there with a dirty hair hanging down in ringlets, you know, and dirty greasy apron on, and, you know, and she's sucking on a cigarette, you know, and standing there and she's scratching herself, you know. And I said to her real polite, like I said, hemorrhoids is just what's on the menu, smart guy. Don't order nothing special. What the hell? And then Louis, he ordered 2 hamburgers, you know. And they make them up in little balls, you know. So she gets the 2 hamburgers out of the refrigerator and takes one hamburger, puts it in her armpit and goes, yuck. Takes the other hamburger, puts it in her armpit and goes, whack. I said, what the hell are you doing? He said, I'm making the hamburgers. I says, forget my hot dog. I don't care who you are. And I'm not talking against the younger generation who is very sharp nowadays. You don't bug kids anymore, you know. Do they read great books? Do they see great movies? No. When we were kids, we read stories like Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, Peter Pan, and Captain Hook. Remember that dirty Captain Hook and Peter Pan? Remember how he died? Wiped himself with the wrong hand? See, he had a claw, sir. An iron claw in his hand, you know. God almighty. Well, I'm going to have to get on the blackboard and give you chalk talks. But anyhow, that's our bartender. He's a Greek. Honest to God, comes from the northern part of Greece, Poland. What is this? You can't get no farther north than that, boy. No, he's a good bartender. I mean, I'm not knocking bartenders. Bartenders go, you know. And he never says anything. He's quiet. Every night we walk out, we say, good night, Sam. He never says a word. We say, good night, Sam. He never says a word. The other night he walked out, and the boss said, good night, Sam. He didn't say anything. The boss hit him right in the mouth. And $22 worth of quarters fell out. Everybody in the whole room will drink. Right? Up in the bedroom, I heard a scream. Who put the Tabasco sauce and the Vaseline? Now, aren't you glad you're sitting in front? Oh, we're going to be friends. But anyhow, you and I, the war's over, you can get parts of your head. And this is the Playhouse, not the Playboy. I bought my key to the Playboy, and I said to the guy, for $25, do I get, one of the bunnies, He said, the bunny will serve you your drinks. I said, no, you don't seem to understand. For $25, buddy, I mean, can I get a bunny, and do a little, He said, well, she'll serve you your food and play billiards with you. I said, you don't seem to get the message, buddy. For $25, do I get it? He said, no, you got that when you bought the key. I'll have one more toast, and then we'll put our drinks down, and we can listen some more. We were drinking the tailor's daughter, and the only thing you ever made that fit me. We don't really have topless go-go girls here, not like they have in California. Out there, they're naked. There's no question about it. From the waist up, they are naked. And I saw them, and don't think that's a hell of a shock, boy. Buddy boy, you better believe when you sit down at the table, and you turn around, there's these flungerdungers right in your eyeballs, she says, what would you like, sir? That's a hell of a thing. You lift up a girl's flungerdung off your Manhattan glass to see the cherry still in it, She says, sir, I'm asking, what would you like? Give me a piece of beer. No, I mean, give me a shot of boobs. An angel's tip. What the hell? We're talking about these topless, and they got them, boy. One of those girls had the nerve, they say, to walk into a church exposed like that, and the priest says, you can't walk in there exposed like that. She says, I can too, I have a divine right. He says, I think you have a heavenly left, but you can't walk in here like that, Which is not saying against anybody's religion, I pick on everybody. I pick on the Jewish religion, if I pick on the Catholic religion, same thing, which is a marvelous religion. Let's face it, who's progressing the most? The Catholics, right? They're changing more rules, and that's rough for a church like that. Has been steeped with tradition. Like they allow meat on Friday. That's a big move for them people. The only thing they haven't changed yet is the birth control pills, which is coming about. Of course, let's face it, there's a lot of Catholic women taking birth control pills. For their rheumatism, of course. And I don't blame them. Who the hell wants a pregnant elbow? Maybe the poor girl gives birth to a thumb. You don't know. And with her luck is deformed, no nail, and a half a cuticle. But this could be a thing. Not that we're talking about, you talk about everybody. What the heck? We're just the South. Now, the South don't dig us. You get down deep South, man, they don't dig us Yankees. I didn't think we butted our nose in too damn much. I got pulled over in Biloxi, Mississippi, and a great big hillbilly cop walked over. Well, he was a Jewish cop. Well, no, I figured he was, because he had 6 points on his star, And, he had a bagel on the string, was playing with it like a yo-yo. He says, you damn Yankees come down here, you think you know everything. You try to push us Southern folks around, you think you're smart, buddy, well, I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm going to give you a ticket, smart Yankee boy with your college degrees. And he grabs his book of tickets and he handed it to me. He said, now, you write what I tell you. I wish the hell I opened up with that one, but anyhow. There's a good crowd here tonight. I saw a kid the other day, couldn't have been 4 years old, smoking a cigar. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm smoking a cigar. I said, my God. He said, that's nothing. I had a woman when I was 4. I said, how was she? He said, I don't know. I was drunk at the time. When this priest came over, he says, young man. The priest saw the kid smoking a cigar. He said, young man. And the kid looks up and says, hey, mister, how come you're wearing your collar backwards? The priest, I happen to be a father. Oh, the kid says, you got any children? The priest, I have hundreds of children. The kid says, you better wear your pants backwards, old man. Kids, you don't wear, like, they will say with you women, I'm not knocking you women, you gorgeous creatures. Everybody digs a gal, no matter how you are. The first tight date I ever had, I'll never forget as long as I live. I took this gal out to the drive-in theater. My very first date. Went to the drive-in theater, and we parked the car, turned out the lights, necking and playing with each other, having a hell of a time. The cop came over and he's pounding on my hood. I said, what do you want, officer? He says, what are you doing? I said, we're watching a movie. He said, the hell you are, you're in a used car lot. All right, we're going to worry about girls, and you girls got everything going for you. Let's face it, you women driving those guys out of our minds. Really, all you women do nowadays, you all talk how sexy you are. Let's face it, if you girls were as sexy as you claim to be, we'd all be on Medicare. You ever notice before you get married, and we got a guy here tonight getting married, Tom Taylor is getting married Tom Taylor. And how long you been going with the girl, Tom? 8 months. Well, what can I tell you, too, that you haven't been doing over and over and over again? What can I tell you? I mean, is everything been all right, Tom? I mean, everything's been okay for the 8 months? What do you want to louse it up for, numbnuts? I'm going to tell you, I hope you got a lot, buddy boy, because that's all you're going to get from now on. And I'm going to warn you right now, don't admit to her after you're married that you like it, because then it's too good for you. You ain't going to get no more. Oh, yeah, I don't know what it is. Before you marry a man, they're sex maniacs. And when you get married, they're holier than thou. You ever notice all of a sudden you're dirty? And what bugs me is she taught you everything you now know. You know, and now you're supposed to take it. Oh, no, Tom. No, Tom. What can I tell you? You're going to take her to Niagara Falls for a second big disappointment? No. We had a honeymoon couple in here the other night. Just got back from their honeymoon. They were so excited. I said to her, what'd you have for your honeymoon breakfast? She said, him and eggs. It was a ridiculous marriage. It'll never work. The guy's too damn tall. My God, he's 7'7". She's about 6 foot tall. No, he's 7'7". She's about 4 foot tall. Very small girl next to him. Very small. And I said to the guy, you're nuts. What the hell you marry a small girl like that? How are you getting on? He said, I get on all right, but I don't have anybody to talk to. I said, it must be rough. He said, how's you like the neck with a foam rubber pillow half the night? I said, I do that every night, but I call them falsies. Oh, numbnuts, Tom, you're gonna learn. Oh, you idiot. You're smoking pretty heavy. Don't you ever inhale? How you smoking? Use death certificates? When the hell do they put LSD in paper form? Wild, 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 man. Nowadays it's wild. I don't care what the hell it is. People talking this Frugan going on, and this the Watusi and the Jerk and the whole thing. I saw a teenage kid the other day beat up something awful. It seemed he was in the living room with his girlfriend, and him and her are doing a Watusi, you know, and they're dancing and they're humping and thumping, you know, and their father walks in. He's deaf and he can't hear music. He beat the hell out of that kid, man. Is there anybody here that we should talk about? Anybody else from out of town celebrating something we should know about? You have people from out of town? Oh, birthday. Your birthday, dear. What is your name, dear? Josephine Palatowicz. Palatowicz? Palatowschitz? I like my way, Palatowschitz. That's a better name. But anyhow, you with a white sock, Stash. Did you meet your neighbor? Palatowschitz over here. It's your birthday, dear? How old are you tonight? 19, isn't that wonderful? Let's give the old bag a nice round of applause, shall we, for 19 years old? Oh, my God, 19. Oh, you're about the tiredest looking 19-year-old I've seen in a long time. And her husband's sitting there back going, yeah. Aren't you taking the pills? I don't know what it is. No, man, you gotta take the pills. You women got it. We ain't got nothing. What the hell have us guys got? Let's face it, we reached the age where it's like trying to put a marshmallow in a piggy bank. Everything's for the woman to be young again. What the hell about us guys? I like that TV commercial, you know, where the woman walks in and says, my God, Mildred, there's a white dove in your kitchen. I'm waiting for the day when Mildred turns around and says, yeah, you should see what I got in the bedroom. A big-ass, bald-headed eagle. He ain't going to work till I give him some goodies. I don't blame you girls for getting shook up. There is a white dove in your kitchen, pooping all over the place. And you go to the potty, you pull down your panties, you sit down, here comes a white tornado. You're afraid to open up your washing machine, there's a giant hiding in the damn washing machine. He grabs you by the flungerdungers, pulls you down, screws you to the agitator, pushes you out fluff drive, and cuts off your flungerdungers. We'll have a drink. We'll raise our glass on high. And God made little boys, made them out of string. He had a wee bit left over, so he hung a little thing. When God made little girls, made them out of lace. He didn't have enough, so he left a little space. Thank God. Like I said to my doctor, I have a marvelous doctor. Oh, here in Detroit, he's a hemorrhoid specialist. You should meet his brother, Dr. Thunderball. That's another disease. Oh, wait a second. When there's all hope gone, they send you to Dr. No, who says, forget it, drill holes in it and join a band. But anyhow. No, when I'm telling you, you got to know. When we're talking about bomb out of your minds, the husbands get drunk, so wives get drunk. I know this couple got back from the cocktail party. Man, he's gassed. She says, I hope you're satisfied, you miserable drunk. At your boss's party, you goosed every woman there you didn't know. You threw up all over the place. You told your boss to drop dead, go to hell, kiss off, and he fired you. And he's still drunk. He says, yeah, well, you know what he can do. She says, I did that. You go back to work Monday.